What's up? What's up? It's your boy Corey B. So I got a question. Are we too late? This sounds kind of broad, but let's discuss it a little bit. We can always take these moments. You get stressed out about your finances. You get stressed out about the house you live in, and where the economy's going right now, or where the real estate market is right now. I've had these feelings. I know me and Kimberly have discussed these things. I know friends who've had these feelings. I've talked to people, from Corey and Colton's school. We've talked about these things. Some people are extremely just, nonchalant, like they're not worried about anything. And that's fine. And other people I know who are in extreme, like, freak out mode. I feel like I'm much more of a middle ground kind of guy. I'm not freaking out. I'm not worried, but I'm not casual like this. Like there's no concerns, because I look back at the things that I've done, right? I look back, and I can't help it. I mean, I try to help it, but I look back at the things that I've done. I'm like, okay, well, look, I could have paid this bill off then. I could have paid this credit card off then. I could have paid off that debt. I could have made different choices and spent less money when I was in college. I could have maybe dialed back how much I was spending, and decreased the amount of student loans I had. I mean, ultimately, there's so many things that we can look at and say, did we do it right? Odds are you didn't. Odds are, even if you think you got everything right, there was something you missed. There was. There's always something. Like, even if you feel like, okay, well, I did it right. My parents did this great job of saving up this savings account for me. And so I spent no money, but I went to college. And then I got this great degree, came out, had a job waiting for me, which that rarely happens. That doesn't happen often. Most people have to fight for that job. But you came out of college, you had this job waiting for you. Everything just seems like it just fits, right? Like it just fits. So then you're like, well, maybe I got everything right. You missed something. You missed something. There was something along the way. None of us are perfect, man. None of us are perfect. We all miss a step. So then when you look at people like myself, like I've been working on debt for a minute, and I'm not opposed to debt. I am opposed to bad debt. I'm not opposed to good debt. I have a business mind and an investment mentality, so I understand the reality of good debt versus bad debt. But the truth is, I have some bad debt. I have some bad debt that I'm still working on taking care of. And so with that in mind, I've knowing that the house that we live in, we've made a great home, but this isn't our house. We're renting right now. We're renting right now, trying to figure out, pre-pandemic, we were sitting here trying to figure out where we were gonna, what we were gonna do, and we thought we were getting closer, and then I got COVID, and Kimberly got COVID, and the boys got COVID, and that, threw a wrench in some things, and then Kimberly's job, things went left, and my business took off, and then had some dips, and then took off, and then went down. There's been a lot of fluctuation. There's been a lot of things to try to, wrap our heads around. And with the world going the way it's going right now, and just looking at things, it's like, okay, well, in retrospect, it's like, did we invest our money right? Did we pay off the right things? Because I've learned that when you're buying real estate, it's not having no debt that matters. It's having the right things paid off, which we figured out the hard way. We have learned that certain things, you didn't have to pay that off, but at least you don't owe it anymore. But it would have been much more important if you paid this off, because you having this actually works against you getting a house, or this works against you getting, your hand on some land. It's like I didn't know these things. So I've learned lots of little details along the way. So as I've learned, now I'm looking back and I'm like, man, if only I would have known these things before, I would have made sure and paid the proper things. But no, I wouldn't have. I probably would have still messed up. I mean, I might have got that right because I'd have known that information, but I probably got something else wrong. At the end of the day, are we too late? Are we missing the mark for our dreams? Are we missing the mark for our goals? I don't know. I want to say no. I want to say wherever you're at, you're not too late. I remember when I was what was I? I think I was a sophomore at UT. Nah, wait, junior. I don't know. I was at the University of Texas, and I remember the Austin Statesman came out and they did a feature article about a man. He was 82 years old, and he was graduating from UT with his degree. He was graduating at 82. And it was just, he wanted a degree. Good for him. He wanted a degree, and he didn't let the fact that he was 82 stop him from completing his degree. I don't know how much he'd put in years before. I don't know how much he did all then, but I mean, he wanted a degree and he went after it and he got it. I mean, is there ever really, Gary Vee, if you don't listen to, haven't followed him, Gary Vee says a great thing, and I love his perspective on it, and it's embrace the journey. He's talked about it before. He's talked about how he's got this goal and aspiration of owning the New York Jets. If you don't know, that's a football team. Hopefully you know, but if you don't, it's a football team. And he said, I remember watching him in an interview, and he was like, I don't even know if they're for sale. He's like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they're sale, because I know that every morning I'm going to wake up thinking about, I got this goal, right? This is my goal, because you should have a goal. You should have something you're working for. So he's like, I got this goal. I'm working for the New York Jets. One day I'm going to own the New York Jets. And so he's like, so I hustle, I grind, I build my business. He's done a lot of things like I did. He did reselling, flipping, he does public speaking. He does all these different things. And he's just way more successful than myself. But it's okay. I'm on a journey just like him and just like you. So the thing is he says, he's like, I wake up every day and I work and I hustle and I make these things happen. And I keep building my business, building my brand, and doing the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And he's like, and as I'm doing that, I'm, securing wealth and equity and things like that. And at some point, maybe I'll be able to buy the New York Jets. But if I die and I've never bought the New York Jets, I'll have lived a full life knowing that every moment I was embracing the journey. He loves every moment. I love every moment. I do. I truly do. Every moment. I mean, I love what I do. I love building my business. I love the way that it's going. I love the way that me and the boys are, we're growing together, and I'm engaging with them, and I'm teaching them about my business. I'm teaching them about investments. I'm teaching them how to work for themselves, and I'm teaching them a trade, a craft. I'm teaching them more than just to go work, but to really learn and develop and grow. There's no limits, and I'm loving the journey on the way. I'm going to be there one day. I'm going to be a household name. Y'all remember my name, Corey B. I'm going to be a household name. Right now, I'm not. Some people know me. Lots of people don't. But more people know me every day. Every day, more people know. And every day, I love the journey that I'm on. I'm embracing it along the way. So is it too late for me to get my dream? No. Is it too late for you to get yours? No. Oh, but I'm married and I have kids, or I have this and I have bills, and I've got kids. I've got my wife. I've got my boys. And we've got a business that I'm fighting every day to make it happen. And Kimberly's working as a nurse, going to school, developing her career, and we're fighting for our family, for the well-being of our boys, and for our livelihood. And you know what? We're on a journey. Embrace the journey. Love your steps each